see just what we've done. Never about to give it up, and you'll never see me run. We won't go down till we win victory. We are fighting for a reason. We'll never stop until we're done. If you just can't keep up, I'll have to find someone who could. We'll stand up, hold our ground, victory. Never giving up.
Alright, everybody. Welcome to... I thought I hit that. Alright, welcome to my Sunday stream. We're going to be getting through Lostbelt 7's story as much as we can. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it all done today because I'm only going to be able to do like only be able to get 2 to 3 hours of progress done. So here we go. Yeah, I was at this because we had that last event happened. So I wasn't able to get through this whole entire thing before the Valentine's event started. Overheard everything on the comms. We know Tapu stayed behind in enemy territory. Wish we could combat the enemy's numbers with our own, but we will help save Master Tapu. We got to. But we can't handle Hamazotz. He's just too scary. I know we shouldn't be afraid, but I just can't stop shaking. Oh, get a hold of yourselves. Soccer Raptors. We're not going to demand that non-combatants put themselves in danger. We just need your speed. Run to the temple as fast as you can and fetch Kukul. She's ridiculously strong. She'd have no trouble handling hundreds, no thousands of enemies. Our 7th brother is already doing just that. But he screams that he can't find Lady Kulkin anywhere. Damn it. She just does whatever the hell she feels like, doesn't she? Yeah. I suppose this is it, then. Voyanskaya can't do much against skeletons since they don't desire anything, and the captain unable to leave the border right now. Does this mean it's time for Kadak with his anti-beast magecraft and combat focus so accustomed to fighting on the front lines? Theon, an expert alchemist and an elite member of Atlas Institute whose plans always go according to our calculations? Myself, an intellectual mage and expert commander who issues orders left and right from HQ? And Munir, who can probably also do something useful to join Infinity in battle? I'm not really a combatant, you know. Can't not use threads or pull off combos or anything like that. I heard the whole thing. Seems my time has come. Oh, I know that voice. Nito. No one can match me in the arts of necromancy. Got Kamazotz is even using zombies and skeletons. Shows just how much he has to learn. If this demon claims to be a skilled summoner, I'll show him the true might of Egyptian technique. That technique that even takes our undead's comfort and well-being into consideration by ensuring they still have bodies. Oh, now that is confidence right there. Never have believed you were the same servant who's been on a losing streak straight since we got here. Well said, Nito, Chris. This is how your chance to redeem yourself after your humiliating loss to Laylock. Did you really need to bring that up right now? Yes, I can hear them. The voices of the dead. With so many here, even an inexperienced necromancer could embed them in vessels. He could call out to 100 dead, and he would only capture one. I doubt he cares who he gets as long as they can fight. The other 99 are just ignoring him. So you certain you can win? I am. This is where we fought that turkey. Remember, its cry was no ordinary thing. I see now, it's because it was calling out to the dead. That's why it affected me so much. I can hear the voices of the dead. I'm ashamed I didn't realize this at the time and only dismissed it as a healthy morning call. You essentially left your spirit channel on and dialed up to maximum volume? More or less, yes. I didn't do me any favors at the time, but at least I can make use of the experience now. I'm going to layer a spell that mimics that bird's cry over Kamazot's necromancy, essentially jamming his signal. Only a truly exceptional necromancer could hope to keep control of their familiars under those circumstances. So which years are you used to listen to dead anyway? Yeah, do try to keep your insolence to a minimum. As for my ears, it doesn't matter either way. For here, these are the Khan ruins. Now where's Tapu? Ouch, these Khan surgeons are hurting me. Looks like he's tired, but still hanging in there. Phew, we're not too late. So you returned, Chaldean girl. Good, struggling like that really gets your blood pumping. So what did you bring this time? A storm? A fire? A disease? It doesn't matter, the Khan warriors are indestructible. You can never defeat them with the kind of violence you use on the living. I don't know what's going on, but this would seem to be our chance. I'll open my underworld mirror and cleanse the spirits that fill this land. A necromancer. I knew it. You should be ashamed. Revolting, revolting. I want to tear my own eyes out. It's so hideous. Kill that woman, my warriors. Otherwise she will send you into a nightmare from which you will never awaken. How dare you hear the voice of the dead, even outside the underworld? There's only room in Mechlin for one necromancer, and that's me. Match necessary as starting member. My servant. I can use Nitocris. Isn't she like... Let's see. Yeah, this is good. You know what would be nice is if it... This. Good card. Don't care. That's Anastasia. Because art effectiveness, critical. Wasn't there one that was like actually like... Where is it? Pretty sure it was a 5-star. Let me see. This one right here. Art, Buster, MP Strength, 50% charge. And then... I guess I gotta use my mash. Where is she at? There she is. I still want 5 stars. That one. And then... C stars. Who else do I want to bring? Bring her, put her with Kaleidoscope. And then for the last one... Alright. Decreasing it up.
やはりそうか、資料使い。恥を知れ。目玉が潰れるほどおぞましい。戦士ども殺すがいい。冥界未来で死者の声を聞く蛮行許すまじ。
ファラオの意向をここに。今のうちに準備。ピンチチャンスに。特別に許可します。特別にやります。アヌビス、ええ、許します。ここでまっすぐ。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここに。暗風ねぶたジュゼル。時計はダメですよ。ホルスよ。わかります。ええ、許します。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここに。暗風ねぶたジュゼル。要請接続。要請接続。白兵戦行きます。戦いですか。早炊きです。カルメナ。運命特別に許可します。特別に誇りにかけて。何の雨に扉、私の鏡、そこです。それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここに。暗風ねぶたジュゼル。 もちろん特別にそれが良いでしょう。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖を誇る暗風ねぶた呪戦。ありがとうございます。皆さんのおかげです。
That's some good money. One second. What is this? What just happened? What happened is you just lost, Demon God. I read these runes of all dead spirits gathered here. You no longer have even a single pawn to command. I said, what just happened? Oh, wow. Let's see, where's my snipping tool? Cat, I'm getting that. I'll move and I'll split her from head to toe with my scythe. Yeah, so fast he grabbed me before I even had time to blink. Now answer me, woman. What just happened here? How did you do it? Yeah, you mean how I returned your familiars to the earth? I used my own dead spirits to banish your... No. The soldiers you commanded. You were treating those pale ghosts as though they were your own subjects, weren't you? Those ghosts were long dead. Any dreams they had vanished along with their souls. And you are going to tell me, what? That you remember each of their names? What? Answer me, do you actually bother remembering them all? Do you really recall those dead people's names and deeds every single time you call upon them? Of course I do. Those ghosts were all once loyal subjects of the Pharaoh. Even if they are no longer with us, I still honor their names and deeds. A pharaoh who reigned as briefly as I did is only able to exist as a heroic spirit because I share their pain. Yeah! Disgusting! Utterly disgusting! Gah! I want to tear my own skin off. I can't take it. I can't take it any longer. This is the worst day ever. Ruined by the worst woman ever. What even are those ridiculous rabbit ears? They make every hair of on my body stand on end. I'm going to Yukui for a healing bath. That spring, the source of night, should at least rid me of those awful chills. I'm not sure what he was talking about, but I get the feeling that it was very insolent indeed. Anyway, I didn't manage to land a hit on him, but does this mean we've driven away? I say this counts as a victory. Indeed, victory is yours. I live to see another day. Thank you all so much. Nitocris, you did what no one else has ever been able to accomplish. You defeated Camazotz and drove them off. I have no doubt there's going to be a grand festival in Chichen Itza tonight. You return there with your head held high. I see, a festival, huh? Wait, what? Just story time. Wow, you were right to pew. Spectacular work, Nitocris. No other warrior has ever managed to drive Camazotz away. The dinos will never forget what you've done. From now on, whenever they encounter a problem, they'll say, Nitocris didn't give up when she drove off that annoying bat. What would Nitocris do? WWND. What would Nitocris do? Insolence. Insolence! Huh? Huh? Still not fully grasping the situation. Or he's still going by the sound of it. I can still hear the dinos all the way out here. Ah, sorry. I was eating some goldfish crackers. This is not how I imagined today would go, but at least Shodia is super popular with the dinos now. Then tomorrow we should be able to focus on repairing the border again. But before that, we need to continue our discussion from earlier. It seems that the last cryptor, David Semboid, has plans of his own, entirely separate from the foreign gods. He means to use Ort, wherever it is in this Lostbelt, to destroy the entire planet. So our top priority now, ahead of tracking down Ort or cutting down the Tree of Emptiness, is to stop Daybit's plan. Though, of course, since we have not yet been able to detect the Tree of Emptiness, much less locate it, we can do little in the way of planning to cut it down. Yeah, between crashing, getting taken prisoner, the surprise culture exchange, and the zombie attack, I honestly haven't even given a thought to searching for the Tree of Emptiness. How about you, Infinity Mash? Have you two seen anything around that looked like it could maybe be the Tree of Emptiness? Nope, hell, Mictlin is chock full of mysteries. I agree with Senpai. The surface is completely devastated, while this underground world teems with life. I think if we understood Micklin's structure, we'd have no trouble figuring out where the Tree of Emptiness is, but you people are all overthinking. Things like the Tree of Emptiness are always in the deepest, most inaccessible part of their world. So it seems clear to me that we'll find Micklin's Tree of Emptiness at its southernmost point, the ninth bottommost stratum, thinking vertically. And that means once the storm border is back up and running, we can fly right to it. So for now, let's just be patient. Give our technical advisor and Sion time to finish the repairs while we kick back and relax in our air-conditioned rooms. Not happening, Gordolf. Did you forget about the report of what happened in Mexico City? If we don't do something soon, we won't be able to stop the future where Ort wakes up. We have no idea how long it will be until that happens. The best thing we can do right now is to stop Tezcatlipoca and David's plan before they can wake Ort up. Right, that slipped my mind, but the future they saw was already set, no? Will us stopping their plan change that? Of course. If we do nothing, the future they saw in Mexico City will be set. But right now, we are still at the crossroads of the present. Should Ort wake, we will no longer be able to alter the future Tezcatlipoca showed us. However, if we can stop Ort from waking, the future is entirely in our hands. Yep, and that's why we need all the information we can get. Who exactly is David Samvoid, and how is he planning to wake Ort? For that matter, what exactly is Ort? We still haven't detected it in Mictlan, so right now we can't even say whether it's asleep or dead. Without that information, we can't really formulate a plan. As much as I wish otherwise, unfortunately we don't have any way of finding more information. Neither the dinos nor the King of Dinosaurs seem to have any knowledge of things outside of Chichen Itza. Maybe we could infiltrate Mexico City again and ask David himself. Nah, that's a dumb idea. Even if we manage to get in and find him, he'd sooner die than tell us anything. What should we do then? It's been less than a year since David came to this Lostbelt, the same as it was for the other cryptors. So where was he for all that time? What was he doing? How did someone so opposed to humanity summon Tezcatlipoca? Where exactly are Ort and the Tree of Emptiness? Only we could talk to someone who had the answers to those questions. Of course, we could never be so lucky as for there to be someone around who conveniently has the knowledge we need. Oh, is that all you need? Because I'm pretty sure you can find a dinos who knows what the crypto's been doing since arrival. They're in Metzlin. And she just wanders right in. Okay, so which one do I want to go with? Either saying how did you get, when did you get here, or of course, what's that? I think I'm gonna go with the bottom one. Oh, sorry. The dinos have been pestering me for more of your stories, so I came here to fetch Infinity and Mash. But your conversation was so interesting, I just couldn't help but listen in, yes? I say sorry we didn't notice you, so what is this Metzlin place? In our world, Aztec mythology is a part of the name of the first of 13 heavens, the bottommost domain where the moon moved, Iluel Mitzili. So, from what you're saying, I gather some kind of moon-like facility overlooking all of Mictlan? That's right, unlike the bastards and the sunglasses, I don't know much about the future, causality, or any other complicated topics. But I do still want to help you. So I decided to skip the council meeting in Mictlan and come here to talk. If you don't know the answer to the question, ask someone who does. There's a very knowledgeable dinos who are good at answering questions in the Metzlin Observatory, yes? There's someone up there with even greater knowledge of Mictlan than you? So that is, who in the world is this person? Are they part of the Teaching of the Sun like you? Good question. The circumstances of our births are pretty similar. If you think of me as Mictlan's new son, she's Mictlan's new land. You never leave the place where she was born. And that place is the last destination humankind can reach on their own powers. The observatory that was built in the 7th stratum is known as the Metzlin the Terminal Observatory and is home of Princess Shweek, the stargazer known as Archetype Earth. Hello? She's a duplicate of the planet Sol. She has existed ever since Mictlan first came into being. Hello? So this is where Archetype Earth comes in. The 7th stratum, Metzlin the Terminal Observatory, almost like the Chaldea of Mictlan. Thank you, Colkin. I wasn't expecting a lifeline, but you truly proven to be our savior. Alright, everyone, you heard the goddess. We're beginning a new operation. Infinity Mash, Habitrot, Da Vinci, Nidocris, over there, having the time of her life. Prepare to leave for the 7th stratum at once. And could I ask you to accompany them too, Colkin? Da Vinci will only be there to handle data analysis. You're the strongest fighter around by far. We would be very grateful if you're willing to help. Infinity. Of course. Yay. Thanks, Director. Now I have the perfect excuse to cancel my annoying council meeting. I can't turn down a request for aid, after all. Diana and I will stay here to focus on repairing the border. Point Gaia, you're on guard duty. What will you do, Keduk? You'll be helpful no matter which group you go with. So you should go where you think you can do the most good. Okay, I'll stay with the border too, but I can't help with the repairs. I'm going to go over the clock tower files, since they might have something on David. Oh, good idea. I think I'll do the same. The clock tower files are heavily encrypted though. We need to decrypt them one at a time. I can help with that, though it will have to be in my downtime between repair tasks. Alright, then it's settled. Let's get to work, everyone. Oh, but not right this second. Infinity and Kirillite still need a rest. You both have a responsibility to get 7 hours of sleep and 2 hours of relaxation each day. You'll be departing tomorrow morning. Until then, take some time to enjoy Kitchen It's a nightlife if you like. Yes, sir. But first, we should probably rescue Nitocris from the shrine. Guess they hit Control V at the same time. And since the dinos want to hear more Lostbelt stories, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We got a long journey ahead of us starting tomorrow, so this might be your last chance to talk to them. Make sure to tell them as much as you can. And that's the story of the Chinese Lostbelt. Wow, a world of all vassals and just 1 human. Man, that's efficient. Really efficient. The vassals do all the heavy labor to keep the world running and provide the king with culture. The king evaluates it all and becomes the primary figure in making further advancements. Technological development could never take a wrong turn in a world like that. The other Lostbelt worlds were pretty astonishing too, but in terms of completion, the Chinese Lostbelt sounds like it was right at the top. I know what you mean. No one in the society ever had to feel unnecessary suffering or want things they could never have. Complete, yes. I say it is, but at the level of a species maintaining the status quo, it's effectively regression. No matter how stable the world a species lives in may be, if that species never changes at all, it will only be a matter of time before other species surpass them and effectively causing them to degrade. But this Qin Shi Huang person managed all those changes themselves. As long as they had never made a mistake, the Chinese Lostbelt would have been powerful indeed. They did not, in fact, make any mistakes, which is why their empire became eternal. It's just too bad their own lifespan was limited, not necessarily physically, since they did acquire an immortal body, but mentally. It almost sounds as though the Great Wall they built enclosed their mind as well as their nation. That part I honestly didn't understand. Why would a human of that caliber stop trying to grow their territory? Wasn't that why they became the emperor in the first place, to grow humanity's domain as far as possible? Maybe expanding space wasn't worth it. I'd say it was probably a combination of space travel not seeming to be worth the cost and an interest in pursuing their own evolution. Qin Shi Huang was the ultimate human in a very real sense. Their ideology was solipsistic, yes. But that was because they truly believed themselves to be the pinnacle of humanity. And since they were so strong in body and mind, they probably never saw a need to compare themselves to others. It's the same ideal Krisharia tried to bring about. Qin Shi Huang loved their subjects and strove to advance the human species as much as possible. They were a perfected person, a true Zen Ren. But unfortunately, there was no one else in that world who could stand as Qin Shi Huang's peer, which ended up leaving them as the only human there was. So they were really, really hard-headed human. And it sounds like Pew. He never lets anything stop him, even when he's all alone. Wow, these other Lostbelts are amazing. We could never try to keep surviving after an extinction. And none of us care about having our species flourish or trying to evolve further. Really? But surely you guys don't want to go extinct either, right? We do try to avoid death, but that's not the same as trying to avoid extinction. That would require a way of looking at things which was very focused on us specifically. We live for something bigger than ourselves. That said, no dinos can put into words exactly what that bigger thing is. But you taught us that our world is a Lostbelt, a world that was meant to be pruned away. We're grateful to you for that. We're not envious of any of the other Lostbelts or of proper human history, because we know that our Mictlin is already a complete and perfect world. Yeah, we all love Mictlin, and we are already we're all grateful to Lady Kukulon. You know, I do wonder if our Lostbelt's as meaningful a world as the other ones. I hope so. There you are, Wak-chan. I've been looking for you. Are you feeling like your old self yet? No use. Nothing I do works. I don't want to do anything at all, ever again. Not until the sun disappears forever. Your brainwaves aside, you seem like you're still in peak physical condition, so let me give you this message. The Chaldeans will be heading to the 7th stratum at daybreak. If you would be willing to go with them as their porter, it'd be a tremendous help. Whoa, the 7th stratum? That's amazing. That's practically a stone's throw from the dreaded land. Even I've only been there once. My dad took me when I was a kid, and I only remember seeing the stars there. That sounds like tons of fun. I guess those guys will go anywhere as long as they have a goal. Oh, but Olga's gonna be there too, right? I don't know what to say to her. Now I know I should have said something to cheer her up instead of just disappearing, but... Wak-chan, Olga Marie is no longer in Chichen Itza. She and the Chaldeans have gone their separate ways. I doubt she'll ever return. Huh? How did that happen? I thought they were friends. Well, what do you know, Tipu? This would seem a good time to explain. I can only guess based on information I've been able to piece together, but I believe Olga Marie to be Chaldea's enemy. No, not just that. She may also be the greatest threat to the dinos as well. You've heard their stories about proper human history in the Lostbelt, yes? And you know how the world outside of ours, the civilization of Earth, was erased by the bleached Earth phenomenon, right? Well, the bleached Earth phenomenon didn't just erase civilization. It also scoured every living thing from the planet. The being responsible for that is the foreign god, an alien who wiped out over 7 billion humans all on her own. And Olga Marie is that foreign god. At least so I believe. There are a few points that I don't quite add up, but I can't be completely certain. But all that aside, whether by coincidence or miracle, we were able to speak and travel with her for a time, but that was no more than a dream bound to end sooner than later. Quite frankly, our journey with her was a mistake. You're kidding me. Ugh, freaking foot cramped up. Please try to calm down, Lord Fukub. The king may not be here right now, but we are still in the presence of Solar Sojourn. You flap your wings too loudly. Shut up, how are you not bothered by this? How long are those fools going to keep falling all over themselves, fawning over those damned outsiders? Even the king of dinosaurs is going along with it. Have they no reverence at all for the holy Zakta shrine? That shrine is meant to be where we give thanks for the sun cycle. It's not a place to celebrate outsiders. I wonder if he's gonna go traitor. How many times are they gonna make the same mistake before they get it through their thick skulls? What good has a foreign culture ever brought us? That damn cryptor knowledge has been nothing but poison. The inclusion of language has only created disparities between dinos, and the Oslima have been growing stronger at an alarming rate. The only reason you Cretans aren't worried is because you don't know how far Mexico City has come. If there were other Wingo Dinos besides me, they would tell you, just as I have, how terrifying that city really is. Please calm down, Priest Cub. Other priests will come by if you make too much noise. No, they won't. They're all down there at the Zatka Shrine, making fools of themselves over the stories of Kamazot's defeat. They have no sense of urgency, no concerns whatsoever about their impending danger. Why is that? Is it because you Cretans never had any natural predators? Because you never knew how terrifying it is to be the only one of your kind? We must find a way to wipe out the Oslama. We ignore Mexico City's growing power at our own peril. Dinos rule in Mictlan. About time we started thinking that way. And yet, Kukuln has left the Oslama to do whatever they please. Next thing you know, she's brought back a human child and named him King of all Dinos. And then, just when we thought she's gone off to observe Mexico City from a distance, she comes back dressed like a damn ocelotl. This all happened recently. Proper human history's knowledge has tarnished Mictlan and our son. In fact, that woman has been far too welcoming to those proper human history outsiders, ever since she learned of this god concept. You mustn't say such things, Lord Bacoup. Please, at least refrain from putting such thoughts into words. Shut up, this isn't my fault. It's the fault of the king and the god who made me think this in the first place. Who do you think I am, anyway? I'm a rare pterosaur, the only kind of dinos blessed enough to be chosen by the skies. It should be me standing at the top of the Dino Society. Do you have any idea how much of myself I devoted to Mictlan for that purpose? Despair, repugnant king of dinosaurs. Despair, useless Kukuln. That the cryptors showing up could change our entire culture proves that we never had a culture of our own to begin with. You're exactly right, Lord Bacoup. No one loves Mictlan more than you. You're the perfect dinos to lead us all. Alright, move ahead with that plan we discussed. Tell this Kali I will agree to a second meeting, in secret. Plan to steal the sun. That's bold. I'll give him that. But it was at least worth hearing that what he had to say. I certainly can't think of a better pretext. Fine. If it really will save our dying son, he can have Chichen Itza. Yeah, that guy's the guy. That guy. Alright. Alright. Third underworld. Boshua Akui. I heard you're heading to Metztitlan. I have some experience with the journey to the 7th stratum. Would you mind if I came along as your guide? I was hoping you would. I agree. We won't have anything to fear as long as you're there with us, Tipu. Hey, new line working alright? Can you guys hear me? Yep, loud and clear, Mynheer. Mictlan magnetic field is pretty strong. In fact, every strand has its own atmospheric density, magical energy concentration, and background radiation levels. Luckily, over the past few days, Professor figured out a way for our comms to actually adjust their signals to suit the environment. We still won't be able to contact each other while we're in the underworld, since its levels seem to be similar to singularities in certain ways. But otherwise, we should be good to go. Then we should be You'll be able to communicate while you're in the 7th stratum. That's great. We'll support you as best we can from here. You're leaving too, Lady Nito? Aw man, we're gonna miss you, but I guess you gotta go since it's the 7th stratum. I mean, the 8th stratum Camazot's hideout. If he shows up again, it's gonna be up to you to defeat him. Take care of Big Sis Infinity and Big Sis Mash for us. Of course, that poor excuse for a necromancer is no match for me. And once we conclude our business in Metzlin, we'll return to your city. It would be a shame to let this new fame go to waste. So when I get back, we're going to hold the Nito Chris Cup we talked about last night. Woo! I can't believe we're going to have another Zakka ceremony. Nothing can stop us now. I only beat Camazotz because it was essentially a bad matchup for him. I had a number of advantages going on. But if we were to run into Talak, the rain god again, I don't think I could defeat her as I am now. Good morning, sorry I'm late. I went down to look at the shops first thing in the morning and I lost track of time. And they were even out of things I was looking for. Just goes to show you that you should prep for an adventure ahead of time. Not to worry, Kukulon. I have everything we'll need for camping out. We're all good to go. I've been guiding Infinity and Mash since the first stratum after all. Then I guess I just need to come along for the ride. Good job, Tipu. Of course, I'll do the best I can, but why do you sound so happy about this? Because you've never been proud of any of your accomplishments before. This proves you've gotten better at asserting yourself and showing us when you're serious. I don't know that I agree with that. You two wouldn't either, would you? When you adjust your glass, I can tell you mean business. Me too, you may not have realized this yourself, since you're such a naturally gentle soul. But you clearly feel a great deal of responsibility for the jobs you accept and the results you produce. I see, but the thing with my glasses wasn't really meant to convey my emotions. I made these myself. They help me avoid looking upon things I shouldn't. Still, hearing what you both had to say just now was wonderful. I hope I can remember this moment perfectly forever. Okay, we should probably get going. It should take us about 2 days to reach the 7th stratum from here. We should be pretty safe with this lineup, but make sure you all stay sharp on the road anyway. Oh geez, we're already in trouble. What the hell are they thinking? Are they trying to burn down the whole jungle? I guess this means we entered their territory, the 5th stratum. Even so, I can't believe they tried to blast us with fire before we even got close to them. Do you just not care about the jungle or the animals that live in it? I don't think we can talk our way out of this one. Although I did understand a tiny bit. There's no time to be scoping things out. See that guy? He's the leader around here, the captain of their squad. It'd be best to take him out right now, or he's going to be the thorn in our side for who knows how long. Alright, you guys better turn that machine gun into scrap metal and pawn it off on Koyanskaya. In this question, okay, so we only get 4. Accept the following as a story member: Mash, Da Vinci, or Nitocris. My servant. I got those. Unfortunately, so I guess Mash will do fine. Do I want to do a Buki? Yeah, I'll do a Buki. Buki. Astoria. Filter. That. This one right here. What's this one? Increases Art, Buster, Critical Strength. But this is Arts, Buster, and P strengths. Arts, MP strengths. Ooh, that one. This one, C-Star gain. There's the second one. And then, This is another person who also does a good... Alright.
第2、第3フォーグ展開。アルトリア・アバロン出るぞ。早立ちですよ、カルウェナ。
どうね。よしよし。
早立ちですよ、カルウェナ。
どうよしよし。
覚悟いい？下がっているように。
悪いんだ。そうなの？
そこです。
夏が来たりてかぎろい揺れて、雨が来たりて命が騒ぎ、お山のふもとを流れ出し、山田に分かれて神となす息吹の御霊、八脈怒涛。
運命をかけた戦いであればカードをあげる。特別にいいお酒応援も
へえ、悪い。行きましょう。
適当にやっとくわ。
夏の女神が主情に告げる。踊りなさいな、騒ぎなさいな。せっかく命があるんでしょ。楽しまなくっちゃもったいない。すっきり。
Boss man.
誇りにかけて
Uh,
圧倒します。
そうなの？
輝きを。
ザバーン。あらあらあらあら。
圧倒します。
そうなの？
そこです。
夏が来たりてかぎろい揺れて、雨が来たりて命が騒ぎ、お山のふもとを流れ出し、山田に分かれて神となす息吹の御霊、八脈怒涛。尻尾バーン。
I did not copy the image. You got 2 turns until I gotta start popping this stuff again. I go, you.
誇りにかけて。違法の国、時の終わり。なれど剣は彼の手に。城壁は高く、活力は万里を引く。霊軍なる勝利を刻め。ラウンド・オブ・アバロン。輝きを。ふっはっやっロック片倉 C シフト。
行きます。
熱を帯びなさい、マルミアドワーズ。
行きはっ。そうなの？とうせい。尻尾バーン。あ、加減間違えちゃった。
Get baited again? Hmm.
いかがでしょうか。行きます。
誇りに圧倒します。下がっているように。そこです。ふっはっ輝きを。カルンウェナー砕け散りなさい。
But you always dodge the first attack.
オルテナンス戦機を解放。
受けます。行きましょう。はっ。はいや。フォー。セイ。好奇心は猫を殺す。
最大ダメージお任せください。
はっ。
一歩下がっているように。
ファイヤー。
はあ。状況終了。排熱、そして魔力循環に移行しますね、マスター。
Alright, well, got through that. That was close, but we made it. Yeah, way to go. I wish I could have joined in the shootout too, but my noble phantom was kind of meant for really big baddies. Besides, we gotta do what we can to conserve Master's magical energy. As luck would have it, we have an excellent harvest today. Tomorrow, we will be entering the 6th stratum, the 3rd underworld. While I'm accustomed to it, the rest of you will be seeing the galactic sand dunes for the first time. So tonight, I want you all to get plenty of nutrients and rest up for a trek across them. I also have some sauce Baker was kind enough to prepare for us on the storm border. Huh? You're putting that black water on your holy corn? Or holy... It looks kind of evil to me. What is it exactly? Called soy sauce. You brush it over the corn before cooking it. Well, see the results for yourself. Yay, it's roasted corn! Just story. I think Kukulkan just ate more corn in one sitting than most people could eat. Looks like Kukulkan is the king of this Lostbelt. The king of this Lostbelt is now just a roasted corn eating machine. Kukulkan, maybe that's enough. You'll give yourself a terrible stomachache if you overeat. Again, she's eaten 10 times her body mass in corn already, so maybe there's no sense worrying. All good here. Tapu, another helping. I've been missing out on this tasty treat for 100,000 years. I gotta make up for lost time, yes? Man, proper human history is just downright devious. You're reckless crazily. Why? You want something that makes corn taste this good? Do you want the whole world's supply devoured? No, I won't let that happen. I'm a god, you know. If it ever looks like we're about to run out of corn for good, I'll do everything in my power to make sure we don't. Ah, so this is culture shock. Terrifying. It seems we have a new possible cause of extinction on our hands. I'll look out for Kukulkan, so don't worry about her. Enjoy your after-dinner chat. Dinos never really cultivated much in the way of culinary techniques, so I guess this was all very new and exciting for her. I'm glad the roast corn made her so happy, though. I expected she'd like it, since she's humanoid like us, but it's good to get confirmation. You know, Da Vinci, it may be a little late to you asking this, but if Kukulkan is this Lostbelt's god, why does she look like a human and not like a dinos? Good question. I don't blame you for wondering. Whenever humans imagine being superior to themselves, they usually think of giants or beastmen. Their tendency is a mix of familiar human form with characteristics no ordinary human could possess. But as I stand out, we expect Kukulkan to look a lot more like a dinos than a human. Hear me, evil roast corn, your days are numbered. I swear not to rest until every last kernel of you is in my belly. Are you sure she's not actually a dinosaur? Don't, Habitat. I understand how you feel, but that's not nice to say. Okay. I was hoping to gather a little more information first, but this seems like a good opportunity to move up our schedule and hold an emergency briefing. It's gonna be kind of heavy for an after-dinner conversation, though, so be ready for that. Alright, I'm not gonna keep you waiting any longer. I'm sure you've been wondering about the origins of Mesoamerica in the Magecraft world, and why the 7th Lostbelt turned out the way it did. We should have discussed that at the start, so on the behalf of Chaldea, I'm sorry it took that long to get to it. But why we maybe took the scenic route to get to it, the time has finally arrived. Are you ready, everyone? Are you ready, Infinity? Then let's get to this episode of Da Vinci's Mythology Corner started. First off, Infinity. I believe Mash already told you about proper human history's Chichen Itza and the relationship between Maya and Aztec culture, right? Mythology, right? Do you remember what she said? Some of their teachers were the same, some were different. Very broad strokes, but since we're discussing the Lostbelt, I guess a basic understanding will do for now. And taking all that into consideration, let's go over our journey so far. We originally infiltrated 7th Lostbelt in South America to finally settle the score with the foreign god. After breaching the storm wall, instead of the South American continent we expected to see, we found Pangaea, the massive supercontinent that once contained all of Earth's landmass. Immediately after, the ground split open, revealing what can only be described as a light we don't yet understand. That light struck the storm border, sending it crashing down into this underground world known as Mictlan. And as you expect from its name, Mictlan strongly reflects the characteristics of Central America rather than South America. That's most likely because of this Lostbelt's root. That is because of that is the basic idea underpinning it. Comes from Central America and proper human history. So it would be more accurate to refer to this world as the Central American Lost Belt rather than the South American Belt. True, but surface coordinates are still in South America, so let's just stick with the South American Lost Belt. Now here's the first observation. Let's dig a little deeper into Central American mythology. In addition to being closely tied to the natural world, Central American mythology also tried to focus on an astronomical perspective. They took great interest in outer space. In fact, there are still lots of depiction of rockets pointing toward the sky that remains in Mesoamerican murals and relics today. Why is that? The Magecraft world has a theory. They think the Mayan cult civilization interest in outer space may have started with a figure who already knew plenty about it. As in an alien? Yep, it came from outer space, but it wasn't the kind of creature you're probably imagining. 66 million years ago, during the fifth of the Big Five extinction events, an enormous meteorite crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula in Central America. The resulting shockwave is believed to have become a massive heat wave which covered the entire planet, effectively ending the dinosaurs' time as Earth's dominant life form. I thought dinos are different from dinosaurs, but I have also been told their bodies are equally strong and durable. So if this event wiped out the dinosaurs and changed the entire ecosystem, it must have been quite the disaster. Yep, the earthquake created by the meteorite impact exceeded a magnitude of 11. The resulting tsunamis were easily over 300 meters tall. Recently, some people have come to believe that another meteorite landed in West Africa at around the same time. But either way, there's no question about the impact on the Yucatan Peninsula. There's just too much evidence of it. There's the 160 kilometer crater along the peninsula. Iridium, a rare metal, was discovered there too. Above all, the enormous underground cavern that was clearly formed by a meteorite impact. You see, there are a lot of springs called cenotes in the Yucatan Peninsula. They're essentially very deep pits with groundwater bubbling up at their bottom, which made them crucial sources of water. As a result of changes the meteorite impact had on the bedrock, which explains why so many of the cenotes are connected to each other underground, like a giant ant colony. See, this means there must have been a massive underground world running beneath the Yucatan Peninsula about far back as 66 million years ago. The people living there at the time, the underworld of the Balba from Maya mythology was very real. One second. Over time, this underworld myth was brought into Aztec mythology as well, where it was reborn as Mictlan. The Magecraft world believes that the primal fear that locals had of Mictlan wasn't a product of a legend, but because that the very real fear was inscribed upon their DNA. From their DNA, so they weren't normal humans? No, they were perfectly normal, except for one additional factor. The Yucatan Peninsula meteorite was absolutely chock full of resources. I don't mean the kind of rare metals that are nearly impossible to find on Earth. I mean matter, or even life form that didn't exist on Earth at all. I'm saying these aliens arrived on the same meteorite that hit the Yucatan Peninsula. You're kidding me. And it's hard to believe. It's the only explanation that makes sense. At any rate, the meteorite came with intelligent life form from another planet. Resulted in rapid rebirth and development of advanced life on the planet. What's more, it did so in a way beings like ourselves who reproduce sexually could never duplicate. These extraterrestrials had to multiply quickly over a large area and without pause so they could cover all of Earth. The best way they could do that was via the natural world's abundant form of life, plants. This means the beings which arrived with the meteorite weren't conscious beings, but the fungi with the ability to store and convey information. They parasitized Earth's plants and helped them develop their seeds. Once humans came around, they were revered as the incarnation of nature itself. Those are the roots of all Mesoamerican gods. They would attach to just about anything and lend them their power. At times they probably appeared as natural forces themselves. Sometimes I bet they used animals as their host bodies. Other times I wouldn't be surprised if they used humans. In time, the people who would eventually form main civilization were born. Those who were compatible with the fungus became priests, kings, and sometimes gods. But basically, in the Matriarch world, it's believed that these fungi, which gave the main people the visions of outer space, the fungi's homeworld. These aliens, these visitors are attached to the meteorite from 66 million years ago, were the origin of the civilization's god. What does this remind me of? Da Vinci, when you say fungi, are you talking about mushrooms we know today? Well, recently there have been theories that all fungi on the Earth not only share common language, but they also communicate through their own underground networks. A topic for another time. In retrospect, calling them fungi may have been misleading. More closely resemble roots of a plant than anything else. Imagine microscopic life forms that operate entirely via nerve tissue, and you have the right idea. I guess they look a lot like living filaments. Anyway, while these fungi or plant roots, or whatever you want to call them, were able to store and convey information, they weren't able to achieve conscious intelligence on their own. It may sound bad, but in many ways they were like a virus that needs a host body to survive. I think that by attaching to a host, these beings were able to advance the host species and secure a livable biosphere. The carrier of the gods. I heard there's a family in the Mage Society Association who's been watching our mystery fungi from the age of gods for generations. Is the same kind of thing? Yep, the origin may be different, but the carriers of gods follow the same logic. The result is humans infected with divine blood who can manifest mystics from the age of gods here in modern times. Doesn't get much rarer than that. In Aztec mythology, Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca often appeared as humans despite being god, but were actually god filaments using the god king of that age as its host body. Then it all makes sense. First, these aliens attach themselves to plants, which cause plant life to first. This resulted in Central America and South America's massive jungles and rainforests. They then use the plant's roots spread out underground as a nervous system to cultivate all around the world. Over time they noticed the emergence of humans, Earth's prime species, and oversaw the end of Age of Gods. When these beings' own time ran out, they accepted they would never return to their home in outer space. They decided to entrust their hopes and dreams to their children inhabiting Earth's surface, humans. And that's the story behind the Mayan and Aztec civilization. Their mythology still resembles Earth's Big Five extinction events. It doesn't portray them in a negative light. The mythology focuses on the rebirth of species filled with the will to overcome even the worst world-ending disaster. So they accepted extinction and worked to overcome it. Deep now, so I overheard your discussion. If I understood you correctly, Da Vinci, you're saying that human history diverged based on the species. These extraterrestrials chose to carry on their wish to return to their home. In proper human history, it shows humans, and in South America, it shows dinos, us. I mean, the Lostbelt began after the mass extinction event 66 million years ago. If so, this Lostbelt would have the longest history of any of them by far. So for that matter, I mean, this Lostbelt's prime species had been developing for even longer than proper human history. And I'm pretty sure that's all correct. But there's still a lot we don't know. It's safe to say the meteorite that crashed in Yucatan Peninsula marked the point where this Lostbelt began. But I can't see what happened after that. Guys Kukul look human instead of looking like a dinos. Why this Lostbelt god filament shows to parasite dinos, not humans. The dinosaurs who would have also been wiped out during the 5th big extinction event. So the filaments were going to choose any species to parasitize. Surely they would have chosen mammals, the dominant form of life. Just like they did in proper human history. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I've at least got the broad strokes right. I probably could have inferred a little more if Holmes were here, but this is the best I can do on my own. I see, so you need more information on making additional inferences. Why don't we try looking at it from a different angle? We may not know why the god filament shows the dinos, but do we know the basis of our being chosen? Oh, sure. That much is pretty clear. Before I go on, I'd like to just go over some facts. Infinity. Based on the information we gathered so far, what can you say about the dinos? Whoa, you notice. Impressive. Okay, now let's go over the rest of the answer. They, of course, have the same musculature of dinosaurs. They can camouflage themselves like chameleons. They can communicate telepathically. They are all herbivores despite the diversity in their species, and they can nullify physical impacts using biowaves. It should be impossible for those traits to have evolved on Earth organically. Their high intelligence in particular. I don't mean that it's impossible for them to be smart. I mean that most herbivores simply wouldn't be capable of it. It's just not feasible that at their size, dinosaurs would be able to attain the required nutrients for survival on a herbivore diet alone. Which means the dinos must be replenishing the energy they need via different means. The teachings of the sun. They're able to live on water and sunlight alone. Oh, you mean the dinos are... Yep, they're conducting photosynthesis all the time, thanks to the god's filament's evolutionary help. This Lostbelt's prime species of dinos are a hybrid of both flora and fauna. They've been this world's dominant form of life for 66 million years. They're way more advanced than humanoids like us. I can't believe it. I had no idea we were such incredible creatures. You sure are. You all probably don't think anything of it. But you dinos are actually the perfect intelligent life form. Every last one of you is strong, and you don't have to compete with each other for resources to survive. In a way, you're just like the vision Persharia had for an ideal humanity, a species whose members would never need to fight among themselves. I'm glad it was the dinos who were the ideal species, not the ideal prime species. Who were the ideals? Yes, Persharia wasn't a pipe dream after all. The ideal species he hoped to see exists right here. And the fact that they're all so kind, like Tapu, makes me so happy. That being said, though I can make an educated guess by the meteorite hitting Yucatan Peninsula being the branching point for South American Lostbelt, I still have no idea why it ended up with this unusual structure. The only way we're going to find out is by going to this observatory. But first, we gotta get through the next checkpoint, the third underworld. Then again, this time we got Nitocris, Da Vinci, and ridiculously overpowered dinosaur gods snoozing away over there. So I'm sure we can handle anything this place throws at us. Bring it on, I say. Way to jinx it. Da Vinci's guesses are mostly correct. We did fall from outer space. We did end up stranded on this planet. In your world of proper human history, we are the ones who instigated the 5th mass extinction event 66 million years ago. But this is a Lostbelt. In this world, thanks to a tiny deviation in its path, the meteorite that devastated the Earth arrived 250 million years sooner. And that is where our worlds parted ways. It's also where the Mictlan you see here began. For 234 million years, we used our roots to keep the supercontinent together. But then 66 million years ago, this planet faced its 3rd extinction level event. In proper human history, this is where the old world ended and the new Cenozoic era began. Instead of waiting for humans like you to appear later, we chose them to carry on. We chose the prehistoric children who continued to survive so valiantly on this planet, just like those of you who would be born later. Looks like everyone's still asleep. Oh, you woke up. What a coincidence, so did I. Since I'm up anyway, I decided to give Habitrot a break and keep watch for her. I was just admiring Mictlan's night sky. Go get some more sleep. I've got the lookout stuff covered, yes? You're not going to go back to sleep? Then would you like something to drink? You need to stay hydrated, right? Oh, you want to know how we're seeing the stars even so deep underground? Well, unfortunately, Mictlan's night sky isn't actually a window into outer space. It just looks like one. The stars we're seeing are just the Mala using phosphorescence to imitate what the real night sky of so long ago looked like. The only real celestial body here is the sun. And even that's technically a fake, since it's actually a really tiny artificial recreation of the real thing. You know, I might just have been imagining things, but... Yes? Were you only pretending to be asleep earlier, Kukuln? Wow, you saw right through me. I didn't think it was really my place to speak up there, so I figured pretending to be asleep would be the best way to not interfere. I mean, the whole conversation would have come to a screeching halt if they'd asked me to weigh in, you know? What do you think, Kukuln? How did Mictlan end up like this? I wouldn't have known what to do if you asked me those kind of questions. If you asked, I'd have to answer. And since I can't lie, well, I decided to pretend to be asleep and wait until the storm passed. See, so you have some secrets then. Heh. Oh, but you kept something from Da Vinci too, didn't you? There was a moment you could have pointed out she was wrong, but you chose not to say anything. Why is that? You already know whose dream it was you saw when you were back in Chichen Itza, don't you? Because you didn't want to interrupt, or because you realized I was only faking being asleep? And you knew instinctively that if you spilled the beans, I'd kill you. Didn't even notice a contradiction. The fact that you thought to even say that proves you did know. I don't know why you decided to keep quiet, but I'm glad you did. Thank you. Anyway, there's enough joking around. You guessed right. That dream you saw came from the Mala, the god filaments rooted here in Mictlan. I don't know how you ended up harmonizing with the Mictlan so well, but you didn't do anything wrong. So there's nothing wrong with telling everyone what you saw and discussing it with them. But there's a pretty good chance that doing so would expose, I'm certain, someone's thoughtless misdeeds. I guess she will have no one to blame but herself for that. I barely even remember anything from that dream. Huh? You mean you forgot what you dream almost as soon as you wake up? Are humans just like that? Oh man, now that I think about it, I'm the same way. I thought I was the only one who was so forgetful. Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight again. Oh, just chalk all this up to a dream and forget it when you wake up. I mean, don't worry about anything. I'll be keeping watch all night. I'm gonna see if I can't fall back to sleep. Happy's around. Maybe he's just lurking. I think I'm gonna actually end my stream early today. I'm just feeling really tired. I was hoping I would get more of a nap during work, but I wasn't able to. So, I'm just really like, I was almost falling asleep through that part right there. So, I'm sorry that it's such a short stream today. I'm gonna try and get some real rest today, like right after I get off here. Try and sleep, get some good sleep, so we can do a longer stream tomorrow and get some more of this done. So anyway, until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.